Hey, thanks for tuning in to Grow by Joe. In this next video, I'm going to talk about how to finance your next big construction job without breaking the bank. The key here is to not break the bank. I'm going to share some cool things that I've learned along the way that hopefully can help you grow to greatness. Stay tuned. We love working with construction companies. You guys are always growing, and most importantly, you're building America. So I think it's super important. Also, I understand being in the construction industry, it is the hardest to work with the bank and get bank financing. There's so many challenges that come along with that. We get that. It's exactly why I started my company, National Business Capital, to help entrepreneurs just like you access the capital they need. We know a thing or two about what it means to help business owners access the right capital and actually how to get deals done and actually get you funded. Because getting approved is one thing, getting the money into your bank account is another. All right, so let me start sharing some things that I've learned along the way. First off, we're going to talk about the financial scope, like what is the total cost of this project and the timeline. That's super important. And usually what happens with folks in the construction industry is they get a job, and they want to move fast. You got to buy materials, you got to get workers, you got to staff up, and you want to just go. I get that. I understand business and money doesn't sleep, and I'm all about getting after it and booking projects, doing more sales and driving revenue. But sometimes doing more sales doesn't equal profit and success. So you want to make sure you do it in the right way. Where I've seen a lot of business owners in the construction industry really get jammed up is they're not clear on the whole financial project, like the whole financial scope of the project and the timeline of the project and really how much money that you need. So you want to really get clear upfront on the exact dollar amount that you need. You really need to do a good job of estimating the project. Take your time on estimating. Anytime when I see construction companies have issues or are losing money, it's usually because their estimating process is not dialed in, and they're underestimating what the costs are going to be on the job, and how much materials they're going to need, the time it's going to take in labor. So spend some time on the estimating piece to make sure that the work that you're doing is profitable work. Super, super important. I can't stress that enough. Next up is know your numbers. You need to know your numbers and the true ROI of the project to make sure that if you're borrowing money, it's going to make sense. And what I mean by that is you need to understand, and again, going back to estimating, all of your costs, the timeline that it's going to take, and then what you're charging and what is that true ROI. And then from there, if you know the numbers, are you making a 30% margin, 40%, 50%, 100% margin? Like, where is that at? Then from there, when you get approved for financing, whatever that interest rate is, and right now we're in a high interest rate environment, so interest rates are 8 to 12%, or sometimes even higher, you can at least back into what the total cost of the project is, the profit is, and see if you borrow money and pay finance costs, that the deal makes sense. What I really recommend is building out an Excel calculator and spreadsheet where you can just constantly plug all these numbers in and know in every single job what your true ROI is. The better that you get with this, two things. The one, obviously, the more money you make, but most importantly, sometimes it's not about doing that next job. It's about saying no to jobs. And maybe you got outbid. Maybe someone else lowballed the job. But that might be a guy that's doing work for free or losing money and they just don't realize it. So don't try and compete with price. Compete with doing the right thing, with doing good work, with delivering a great product. What I found is a lot of construction guys out there that do really well is they know what their prices are. They keep their prices there. And when they do a job, they nail it, they get it done the right way, they get it done fast, and the customers are happy, even though maybe they weren't the cheapest bid in town. And then last up, you want to make sure that you're getting the best financing deal out there, because your financing charges, if you're borrowing money to fuel these projects, are going to eat into your margin. So you want to make sure that you're getting the best deal. We just did a deal for someone who was $1 million term loan. It was over a 24-month period, but we built in prepayment discounts from like months 1 through months 9. And this person was estimating that it was going to take 4 months to get the job completed. So they had a 2-year term loan, which kept their payments low, which helped them better manage their cash flow. and gave them time to borrow money, go buy all the materials, get the work started, and have a lower payment. But then when they did get the work completed, they executed the right to pay off early and pay a lot less back in interest. So you want to make sure when you're going into these deals that you're negotiating all this stuff up front, you're getting the best overall rate, but also getting really good prepayment discounts. So you want the flexibility of repaying a loan over a longer period of time. If you do nail your project in the timeline that you were thinking, that you can pay it off early and not have to pay back the full finance charge. The best construction guys that we work with are really good negotiators with all of their vendors and negotiating the best deals on materials. Any little piece that you can pick up, 2%, 3%, 5%, all of these things help drive a better margin. Now, obviously, this might sound, elementary or really simple, but a lot of times you just go in your business and you don't stop to renegotiate or check with some other vendors on who's going to give you the best price. So managing your vendor costs, your material costs, managing your labor costs, and then also comboing that with managing your financing costs and executing early payoff discounts so you can really take advantage of using financing the right way and also maximizing your costs on materials. You add both of those things together, you're going to maximize profit and put more money into your pocket. Okay, I hope you found these tips helpful for the next time you're thinking about financing your next big construction job. Some things to really keep in mind and some last tips that I'm going to leave you with is it's all about processes. So make sure you build a process around managing your financing costs, but also a process around managing your costs for the job. And if you have a process and a system around that, you can also teach it to your other employees so they can be pricing out and estimating jobs the right way. And if you get your whole organization doing this, you'll be able to do, book profitable work that makes sense, and most importantly, walk away from work that doesn't make sense. But know your numbers, know your ROI, and that is a true recipe for success. All right, thanks for tuning in to Grow by Joe. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please make sure that you subscribe, drop a comment below, and much respect to you for helping build America. Thank you for all you do. Keep growing, keep building, and we'll see you soon.